You are Desai Desai. The daughter gave permission to hand Nikah to Janab Hafiz Hanzalah. The dowry being Meher Fatimi. You received it. तुम्हें वाकई विटनेस रहते हैं विटनेस कोई हाँ के हो कोई हाँ के हो ना कोई हाँ के हो रईस skip on this Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا نظير له ولا مثال له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا مولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وقد قال النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم النكاح من سنتي وقال فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Hafiz Hanzalah, in the presence of this congregation, especially Janab Dawood Desai Sahab, Janab Yaqub Desai Sahab and Janab Zahir Siddharth Sahab, I've given Khadija Desai to you in hand of Nikah with the dowry being Meher Fatimi. Do you accept Khadija as your wife? Say, I accept Khadija as my wife. Nakahtuha wa qabiltuha. Barakallahu laka wa barak wa ja'alna bainahum. Allah Ta'ala इस निकाह में खूब बरकत नसीब हो, हर किस्म की फितना से हिफाजत फरमा और दोनों जनाहा में राहत नसीब फरमा और नेक साले औलाद नसीब फरमा. Alhamdulillah wa kafa. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المصطفى صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك تسليما كثيرا كثيرا أما بعد. وقد قال النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم النكاح من سنتي وقال فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Respected brothers in Islam, and just try to, those people who have parked the car wrongly, please try to remove the cars because it's causing inconvenience. It's important that we should always park our cars in a way that we not cause any inconvenience to anyone. Islam teaches us that. Al-Muslimu man salima al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadihi. A Muslim is that person does not cause any harm to the next person in any way. We do not understand that people have got some other work to do. You must always put yourself in a position, a time when you're doing anything, that if I'm going to park my car like this, what's going to happen to the next person? These things have been taught in Islam. We begin to praise others, other nations, which they have taken our teachings. The Tanvi Rahmatullah mentioned one place that when one white man, he accepted Islam, and when he went to the masjid, he saw the masjid in a very bad state. He told the Muslim, what is wrong with you all? Why don't you keep the masjid clean? It's the house of Allah. So that Muslims, they, because of their ignorance, they said, what are you bringing your English style here? Instead of him, he said that they even hit it, they beated him. So he even said that don't you leave the Islam because of you all. I accept Islam for the sake of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And he taught us to be clean. Cleanliness next to godliness. It's very important that we have to clean house. Rasulullah says in the house, in the front of your house, always keep your house clean as possible. If the person's house outside is clean, then the inside will be clean too. Likewise, when the outside of our habits, like morals are good, the inside will become good too. But unfortunately today, what can we do? That every day we say that people park their car in the correct way. Keep your shoes in the correct way. Do not cause any harm to anyone. But you find yet people are not interested. Why? Because you call befikri, ghaflat you call it, oblivious. In Islam you must not be oblivious, you must be always have consciousness. How must I try not to give in taklif to anyone? My Hazrat should emphasize on that so much, that as far as possible, whenever you do, make sure you not give taklif. Even at home you must give taklif to. We've got a habit at home that we leave our car keys anywhere, we leave our socks anywhere, we leave our clothing anywhere, and then we begin to cause a problem at home. Where's this and where's that? Whereas Muslims are supposed to be forming a common formality, there must be some kind of way that when he calls, do not taklif to anyone. If a man parks it wrongfully, he's supposed to go out immediately after namaz and put his car right. Not that he must leave the car, then let the people think bad of you. Do not do any action that the next Muslim feel hurt. And this is what we are doing today. That we have to put our act right. If a person came to the masjid was full, he had to read his namaz on time. He read his first namaz and go away. I saw one buzu came to South Africa. Immediately after namaz, he said, just go out and put our car right. Why? So that not to give taklif to anyone. Today we go and park our car anyone in front of the person's house. He has to go out somewhere and he has to come and tell us, listen, why don't you remove your car? The taklif that he got, you mean Allah does not look at that. One is huququllah and huququl ibad. Huququl ibad is more important. You have to read your 5 times namaz, you fulfill all the command of Allah. But huququl ibad is one not to give taklif to anyone. Even at home you not should give taklif. So unfortunately, on and on the years have been passed by. We have been reminding who is just a deaf ear. Why? There's no concern. The concern must be that we must try not to give taklif to anyone. The shoes also, when the rack is full, someone will take the shoe rack out and let the other person put his shoe there. The bichara is looking for his shoe, where his shoe is gone to. So we have gone to that extent that we don't have to know how to keep people. It's important. Try to remove your car. Keep your cars in order. Sometimes a person just parks his car and just move away. Does not even think, let me put it right again. Allah हमारी हिफाजत फरमाए. खुदा करे कुछ समझ में आ जाए. More important to understand, not to give taklif to anyone. Taklif is something which we cannot bear. So why we give next other people taklif to? Hazrat Maulana Yunus Patel Sahib announced so much in his masjid, but when he comes out, the same story. Here is the same story too. We have to show the non-Muslims what Islam is, that everything is in order, that from our side we do not cause any harm to anyone. And if we cause harm, we have to ask for forgiveness, but not from a habit. This has become a habit that let's just do whatever we want to do. That will not make the people accept Islam. They look at our good action, they accept Islam. A non-Muslim does not come to the masjid to accept Islam. He look at your deeds outside your character. I asked one white person, how did you accept Islam? Because I saw Muslims sitting together eating with muhabbat. That made me think of, because sunnat al-Nabi. Another person, they said, why you accept Islam? Because I saw the people, when they go to the toilet, they wash themselves. So those, they did not see Islam in the mosque, but outside. One person, when he was eating food, and the food fell down. Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah, he was a rich man. Usually when we go to any functions, we eat food, and the food falls down, we don't pick it up to eat too. The piece of meat fell down. He picked it up. Hazrat Thanvi picked it up. It was his meat. He picked it up and cleaned it up. And he said he ate the food. Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah ate the thing. This rich man, he was finished. Thereafter, he was finished. So he said that from that day after that, I made sure that whenever food falls down, I pick it up and eat it up too. So what is important to show that akhlaq of ours, the moral and characters of how we must behave outside. No one knows you inside. That's why I always say, you read namaz inside, let the people outside come more to read namaz. How would your good action, the morals, Whatever Allah Ta'ala is making us speak, nothing else. That must be amal on everything. However, it's a very happy occasion, Nikah. Nikah is every day taking place, every month taking place, every year taking place, all the time taking place. But unfortunately, we do not know what's the meaning of Nikah. What's the purpose for Nikah? To read namaz, you just read namaz one time, 5 minutes namaz, the person is gone. But Nikah is something you Nikah 24 hours. 24 hours you Nikah. You go to masjid, read namaz, khalas. But Nikah is something 24 hours. And Nikahu nisful iman. Nikah is half iman. Your first iman, you're reading namaz all the time. Your mind should go here and there, everywhere. You should read namaz so that you not with comfort. But now when you got married, now you got your wife now. Your eyes can't go everywhere else now. Even if it goes somewhere too, you know you got your wife. Immediately make tawbah istighfar. And Nabi Kam says that when your mind goes somewhere, you've got your wife to attend to. She is enough for your iman to become strong. So that person will have the intention for why am I getting married? Are you getting married because I'm getting married to a rich person? Because of a beautiful wife? Or because of status? Then if that's a nikah, then that status will not last, the nikah won't last too. And if there's money there, then money goes away, or nikah goes away too. So the most important thing is for deen. We must get married for deen. That is, I must become more closer and dear to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My husband gave this intention, he said, make your intention first right. Okay, oh Allah, I'm getting married with this intention that become more closer and dear to you and keep away from all the harams and become more halal. That person who has this kind of intention, inshallah ta'ala, then Allah assist him too. And then nowadays is a problem you got that when nikah takes place at night, husband and wife forget to read the Isha namaz too. They are become so close, they forget to become more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They forget to read the Isha namaz. And then side by side thereafter, if they concede that night, they forget their Fajr namaz. Then in that way, what kind of child you expect? You want Allah Ta'ala to give you a pious child, and here you begin, your beginning is this way, your end is that way, then what will be the position? So we must remember one thing, a pious person is that person who will remember Allah in every moment. That even if it comes to salah, he performs his salah in time. Even if he has a relationship with his wife, he makes sure that he prepares himself before they perform his salah in time. He won't forget Allah Ta'ala's commands. So if we want pious children, then we must become pious ourselves. Sayyidina Jilani rahmatullah alayhi, we speak so high of him that he was a very great buzurg. But yet we do not know who his father was. We all want our children to become like Sayyidina Jilani rahmatullah alayhi, but yet we become first someone that will affect the child also. We know of the apple, when he ate the apple, first thing he began to think, I ate this apple. You see, the taqwa was in him. I ate this apple. There must be some owner. Today we buy the fruits from anywhere, or we eat from anywhere, but we don't realize what kind of food this is. Then he picks up that fruit and decided that there's an owner to it. He goes and looks for the owner, search for him. He said, when you got taqwa and fear of Allah, then you have the urge and longing to go and see where the problem, how much the problem is. And then he find the owner. The owner said, this person looks like not a small man. He's someone very big. So he told him this, but I won't forgive you till you get another 1 year you spend with me and bring up an apple of that kind. When he brought that apple, and he said, now the apple is ready, but he said, I won't forgive you. My husband gave us this incident. And then he so happened, he says that now that I have to get married to a daughter, my daughter, and who she is blind, she's deaf and dumb, and she's crippled. Now which man would get married to a girl of that kind? If someone have to tell you like that, you will get married to it. You don't want to accept it too. But when you have the fear of Allah, you have the taqwa in, Ya Allah, my relationship will be something else. I'm prepared to do anything as long as you get happy with me. So it so happened he accepted the thing. And when he got married, even the first night he went near her. Now he don't know what to do. Where to start from, because you must know it's crippled, blind and deaf. So he said, I want some water. The moment she had some water, she woke up to get some water. So, Ya Allah, what is this now? What is this? The time he drank the water, however the night went by. The next day he went to his father-in-law and told him, what is this now? Are you playing fools with me? You told me you got a daughter who's blind, deaf and dumb and crippled. But here I see you, she brought water, she gave water, she spoke everything. He said, you did not understand what I said, what I meant. He was a man who had so many servants in his house. He was a man who had everything of the best of the world. But look what kind of daughter he had. He said, when I said my daughter was blind, she didn't see anything haram. She did not see? She did not see anything haram like how today we are with the cell phone. I'm not going to go into details. The cell phone has broken families down. The cell phone has brought good people, it became worse. The cell phone, that same pious woman has not become any more pious because of the cell phone. The religious person who was so religious with Allah Ta'ala, but now with that cell phone, he has become completely not religious at all. Our children are going away, drifting away. Here, this is the thing. He says, my daughter was blind. That means she did not see anything haram. When he said she is deaf, she did not hear anything haram. She did not make ghibat of anyone. She did not listen to anyone's ghibat. She did not listen to haram at all. The third thing, when I said that when she is crippled, she did not go to any haram places. She did not go to any haram place at all. And side by side, when he said that she's dumb, she did not speak anything haram. She did not make ghibat of anything haram. She did not see anything haram. That was what I meant. Now just imagine that kind of woman. And thereafter the husband of that kind was so much of taqwa in him, fear of Allah, that for that apple he made sure that he sacrificed his whole life. The outcome of this husband and wife was Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jailani rahmatullah. So you must know this month that we want our children to become pious. This nikah took place. The nikah must bring us more near and dear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If this nikah does not bring us more near and dear to Allah ta'ala, then that's not a nikah. Now the person must realize that I was doing all the wrong things. Hazrat says, that if you had the habit of doing all the haram, now make intent not to do all the haram. Now go near the halal now. But after halal and still doing haram, then what is the benefit of being performed? You cause more harm there, more taklif to the wife also, to everyone else. So nikah is a great ibadat that came from Jannat. You must remember, two things came from Jannat and two things have to remain with us to go back to Jannat. Khuda kalam mein naseeb farma. One is Iman. Iman came from Jannat. So that's why they say when Iman came from Jannat, you have to look after this Iman. And how is to look after Iman? Rasulullah says a time will come, purple in the morning. They wake up with Iman during the course of the day, do certain things, they lose the Iman. They lose the Iman. They do not even know that they lost the Iman. Allah hamari fathers. A person sleeps at night with Iman. In the course of the night, he does certain things, he says, with his Iman goes away. Know that incident. It's a very famous incident in Makkah al-Mukarramah. He was a very learned person. Whenever he should have relations with his wife, he should say how nice the Christians and the Jews that they don't have to make ghusl after that. He should say that, but he should make ghusl. He should make the ghusl everything, but he should say he should give preference to another religion. By him giving preference to another religion, look what was the outcome of it. Who don't want to pass away in Makkah Mukarramah? He was buried there. And after some time, in time of Hajj, it so happened that they had to open the qabr. When they opened the qabr to put another body there, they realized that it was not anymore a male qabr, it was a female qabr. Now they got a shock. This qabr was a male one, how come female came in there? So some people from Hajj, it was Hajj time, some people said, looks like, he said, I know this person passed away in France, what does this mean? Yeah. This woman has been passed away in France, she was a new Muslim. So when we began to investigate, and they found out, they asked the husband, the wife said, no, alhamdulillah, he was a very religious person, but he should say this comment. By merely just making this comment, that how nice the Yahudis and the Christians and Yahudis, how nice they They do not have to make ghusl after they have a relation with wife. Allah Ta'ala does not like that. Allah Ta'ala does not like that. Do not give preference to another religion. One person came to Madinatul Munawwara. He stayed in Medina, but he drank the curd of Medina, and he said, the curd of my place is better than this curd of. Rasulullah came in a dream and said, if the curd of your place is better than this, then you go away from here. I don't want to see you here too. But because we haven't got a relation with Allah of that kind, we do not care to see things of that kind. Whereas we be very careful how we speak of it. So two things came from Jannat. One is Iman, which we have to look after. One Buzu said a very nice thing. If I commit a sin, I can make tawbah. But more important, look after my Iman. More after? Many people today, you do not realize, they may not be committing sins, but accidentally they utter certain things. They do not understand that Iman. Why Allah Ta'ala made interest haram? What is the reason for to ask that question? One person asked Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah alayhi, Hazrat, why did Allah Ta'ala make interest haram? He said, I was not there to when Allah Ta'ala made haram. In other words, what is there for us to do? When Allah made a command, we accept wholeheartedly. Today we talk like this, that how nice interest was halal, not realizing what it is. Many other incidents of that kind, statements we make, where we have to be very careful what we say because our Iman will go away. That's why they say, when you wake up in the morning, when you read the dua, Alhamdulillah, ahyana ba'da ma matana wa ilayhi nushur, you say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That my Hazrat should tell us to do, to refreshen the Iman every day. Refresh your Iman. And you go to sleep also, you make the istighfar and refresh the Iman. So when the time you sleep, you refresh the Iman. So when you wake up, you refresh the Iman. That will remind you to be careful, do not utter anything wrong. That will take your Iman away. So one is Iman, and one is Nikah. Nikah came from Jannat. Nikah came from Jannat. Adam alayhi salam was created in Jannat. What is more greater and better place than Jannat? A place of peace, tranquility, serenity. There was no such thing as pareshani at all. But yet he wanted a partner. When he wanted a partner, Allah Ta'ala created. Now when Allah created, what is Allah's creation? There's nothing more greater and more beautiful. When you look at the flowers, how beautiful the flowers, and how the one who created the flower, how beautiful he will be. When you look at the moon, how beautiful it is, and look at the moon, how beautiful the moon is, and how the one who created the moon, how beautiful he will be. So likewise, when Hawa was created, how beautiful she was. That Adam alayhi salam, the moment he saw her, he went and wanted to go towards her, which is a normal thing. Teaching us also, which is a normal. That when a person sees an opposite sex, he wants to go towards her. So likewise here too, Adam alayhi salam, he saw her and he was going towards her, and Rasulullah said, Sabr, make sabr. It is not your time to go near. Likewise, teaching us a lesson too, that our eyes go to wrong people, whether it's a beautiful son, boy, or a woman and all, which is not our wives, then we're not supposed to, when our eyes goes towards them, make sabr, remember the incident, and turn away. That is why my husband should tell us all this. That when the moment your eyes want to go to wrong place, make sabr and turn away. That much you get sawab after that. And a person who got this habit of making sabr all the time, if he dies as a martyr. Because he's not preventing himself from committing guna. So Adam alayhi salam was told sabr. And thereafter nikah was performed. The nikah was performed. And how was it performed? That's why I'm saying nikah is a very great ibadah that came from Jannat. So here also you must perform the nikah the same way. And remember that nikah must be the same way, then everything must be according to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing against the pleasure of Allah ta'ala. Allah ta'ala is like this, that 20 durood to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as a mayor. The first starts with a gawah. But Allah ta'ala was the one that performing the nikah, in other words. And that was the nikah that was performed in Jannat. And just imagine that Jannat, that nikah was performed. Today we perform the same nikah. So the effect will be the same as that effect will be had. That the nikah must bring you more closer and dear to Allah. So when people should come to meet my Hazrat after they perform nikah, just Assalamu alaikum. So one person came there. He said, Hazrat, I'm going to fetch my wife now. Say, yes, you're going to fetch your wife, mashallah, but don't get angry. Don't get angry. Because that is the worst killer today. In every home there's unhappiness because of anger. Because of anger, it broke all families down. There's no happiness anymore. Because who you get angry on? Those who are weaker than you, not those who are stronger than you. One strong man in front of you, he come and talk to you, harshly, and you get angry with him. When you look at his side, you turn away. Why you turn away that time? Why that time you not speak? Because you know what will happen to you. My husband should tell us that do not get angry. So he said, no, Hazrat, I won't get angry. He said, no, you will get angry. Not get angry. Then Hazrat told him that whenever she gets angry on you, whether she speaks badly to you, no matter how bad she speaks to you, but you must think that she's throwing flowers at you. You must think she's throwing flowers at you. By you thinking she's throwing flowers at you, then inshallah you won't get angry at all. So at least our Islah is taking place. Because why? They are made of crooked rib. Don't tell them that, please. Don't ever tell them they're made of crooked rib. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said they're made of crooked rib. Why did he tell us? He told us that because do not straighten them, because the more you straighten them, they become more crooked. So that's why we have our Islah is that. Our Islah is the wife can do anything, but we will fulfill her rights. She does not fulfill our rights, but we will fulfill her rights. That's why the kamal of a man, he forgoes the rights of others, but he fulfills the rights of everyone. That is a very difficult one, but that's the only way we have been told to do. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has foregone everyone's rights, but he fulfilled everyone's rights. They did not fulfill his rights, but he made sure. He was good to those who were bad to him. Because to be good to a person who is good to you is a favor to a favor. But the person who is bad to you and to be good to him, that is what Kamal is. Mirza Jan Rahmatullah alayhi was a very great Busuk. Very great Busuk. He was a very great Busuk. Allahu Akbar. But he had a wife. Allahu Akbar. She was a real wife. Real wife. You know, he should send his murids to make salam there, give salam. So one day, when Patan Sahib, he had to go to give salam there. When she went and gives Hazrat, gave salam. What Hazrat are you talking about? What are you talking? What Hazrat? And she started speaking bad about him, put him down to the ground. Now, this Patan was a Patan. He said, what? She's talking bad of my Sheikh. Oh, he took off. When he took off, Hazrat told him, what's happening there? They called him, yeah. They told Hazrat, this first study is nonsense there too. He said, what happened? What did you do? Hazrat, she spoke very bad about you. And then I took off. Oh, so who am I to you? Hazrat, you my Sheikh. And who is she to you? Oh, Pirani Sahiba. Oh, so you talk to her in that way. Go and ask Mafi now. Go and ask Mafi now. So in other words, we are here to get married to become more near and dear to Allah Ta'ala for our Islah. Our Islah is the wife can do anything as long as she's in front of you. She do whatever she can do. She must give us so much of freedom in the house that she can do whatever she wants. Not haram now, but what she must be free to do. But when she do something against your tabiyat, against your temper, you must become of that kind that you must be able to tolerate them, because you must know why. Why? What why? She left her friends. She left her parents. She left everyone for you. Did you ever realize that you didn't leave anyone? You got everyone with you. She came to a new environment, new house, everything. And she left everything for this one man. The one man is supposed to be able to tolerate her, make sabr and look after her. No matter overlook of this. That's why, one great saint went to meet another saint. So we went to knock at the door. Assalamu alaikum. I came to meet. She spoke so hard, bad about the Buzruk. So she began to this Buzruk thing, Ya Allah, I traveled so far to come to see him. What happened here now? What's happening? I thought something else here. He was so down. But then he went to the market. They said, you know what? I came to meet this Buzruk. Where is he? He said he's in the jungles. Now he was going toward the jungle and you see one person coming down from the jungle, coming past. And he was walking with a lion. Walking with a lion. And the lion was carrying all his burden, all his goods. So when he was coming near that, he got frightened. There's a lion near this. So the Buzurg said, oh, so and so, do not fright. The lion won't do anything to you. So he got shocked. How can this Buzurg take my name also? No. He says, Hazrat, how did you get this position that now you can even take your lion carrying your goods for you? He said, because the burden of my wife I'm holding on my shoulders, the burden of my wife I'm holding on my shoulders, that's why the lion holding my shoulders. In other words, whatever she says to me, I don't say anything to her. I say that I deserve all this. I deserve all this. So that's why we must do also this. If the wife tells you 2 or 3 things to say, I deserve it, man. I need more than that. So in that way, whatever Islah is taking place. The house is happy too. She's happy. And she scolds you, what is wrong? You're still the husband. She scold you all the time. She tells you like this and like that. But when time comes, I won't forget, one person came to me and told me, you know what, I got my mother and my wife there together. I don't know what to do. I have to look at my wife too and look at my mother too. I said, don't, I'll give you a nice recipe. But don't tell them, just do it only. So he told me what you're going to do. I said, you know what you must do? When your wife talks bad about your mother, you must say, don't worry, I'll fix her up. I'm going to fix her up, and now I'm going to fix her up too. I'm going to fix her up, I'm going to fix her up. Don't always take her part. He said, now you went and did that thing, mashallah. He said, he told his wife, I'm going to fix my mother up now. And I'm going now. She's holding him now. So why are you holding me now? I'm going to go and tell her now and now. No, don't tell her. Please don't tell her. No. Okay. Now the mother-in-law is talking. Now the mother-in-law is talking like that to the wife. He said, I'm going to give it to her now and now. So she said, hold on, don't do that now. So in that way, what happened? You solve the problem too, and no problem there too. So if you want to do something, you must know how to say the situation. But don't do this, I'll give one incident because it's very important for the youngsters. When you get married, you can talk bad about your wife to your mother. That your mother is like this, your mother is like this. Or you can tell your wife, my mother spoke bad about you. Don't ever do that. Don't ever talk bad about your mother to your wife. Do not talk bad about your wife to your mother. Because they must remain always together. If you want to remain together, always talk good about your wife. Always talk good. Don't ever tell your mother, my wife spoke about you like this. And do not tell your wife, my mother spoke about you like this. Because that will bring about more grievances and more muhabbat at all. So these are the few things which I've been noticing is happening in our society. And I'm trying to help them in that way, inshallah. There will be barakat and muhabbat. Because there's muhabbat, everyone. Nikah means be muhabbat. So make dua to Allah Ta'ala, this nikah is taking place. Allah give barakat in it, Allah give izzat in it, Allah give nek saleh awlad. The greatest thing today is nek saleh awlad. If you got awlad, when the time a person leaves this world, he come to realize how much that awlad is meant to him. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma nas'aluka ridaka wal jannah wa na'udhu bika min sakhatika wan nar. اللهم احسنا عاقبتنا في الامور كلها واجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب القبر وعذاب الاخره ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما اللهم ثبتنا على الايمان وامتنا على الايمان واحشرنا يوم القيامه والايمان بحرمه القران وحرمه النبي اخر الزمان وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد برحمتك يا رب.